Ironside will be represented by the color blue today with their Aatrox, Annie, and Elise comp. Let's hear it for Ironside. We also have Chicago Blackhawks represented by color red with their Jace Mundo Israel build. Who needs a map? Huh? Honda doesn't need a map, guys. He's about to arcane shift his face into a bush to check it right now.
Yeah.
JK, he took the mystic shot. But, yeah, Honda, man. Everybody's rooting for him to pull something crazy out of the hat. Please don't have it be something as standard as Blue S. You know how standard Blue S is.
I think Honda is going to go straight damage. I don't think he's going to do the kite build. I mean, I'm just judging based on his previous plays. But who knows?
I think he's going to play some hybrid Ez on this map. Oh, man, would I love to see some hybrid Ez. There we go. Taking a Spiderling, but trading with the Mystic Shot. Box top with stuns primed. Man, I think level 1 team fight definitely has to go to the Ironside advantage right now, Crowmore.
Yeah.
I'd be a little bit worried to do any sort of a level 1 fight if I were Chicago at this point.
Well, I agree. You don't want to go up against Annie. Annie's stun is way too difficult to deal with this early. They don't have anything really to answer it, especially since Honda doesn't have Arcane Shift. So yeah, level team fight would be devastating, for sure. And the jungler's taking the jungles. What is Kenny Terror doing?
Kenny Terror is helping Mundo with his clear times, apparently. There's some trading going on. Ezreal versus Annie in the top lane. Mystic shots land all over the place from Honda. That's like the third or fourth one in a row. Actually zoning box top as a result of that.
Not bad.
Greenleaf Boy and Aatrox. Oh man, this is going to be confusing. The Greenleaf brothers are both in this match, man. But the Aatrox player is going to have to go up top and do something about this if it continues. The real question is Honda going to take Shift or Flux at level 2? He'd be pretty crazy to take Flux.
Yeah, he took Shift. That was quick.
Did he take Shift? I hope he did for his own sake. Yes, he did take Shift.
I saw
and there's a pause here, guys. Not really sure what this is all about. Let me bring up my stream, my game chat, and see if we can figure anything out.
Says Mundo's lagging.
Mundo is lagging, ladies and gents. Sad face. Armor break. I think he's going to be fine. We'll just wait for a few minutes here. Meanwhile, we can take a look at the crazy stream chat today. YOLO swag. What a team. What a team. Let us know what you guys are rooting for here. Remember, if Ironside loses this match, then they are eliminated. And if Chicago Blackhawks win, they progress into the finals right after this Twisted Treeline. And we are back. Resumptions. It looks like Armor Break's connection is doing just fine. I am a little bit worried about box top on this Annie though. He has 1 CS, and now Greenleaf Boy on Aatrox is forced to come and reinforce this lane. I think this might be first blood here. Using the shift and the flash, counter flash from box top. I think Honda. Oh my God! He turned around and got the first blood himself, and he did critical damage to Greenleaf Boy. That's what I'm talking about, Honda. Man, I was not expecting that at all. That almost looked like a crit or something. But yes, monster damage, or shall I say, elephantis damage coming from Honda in that last play.
Oh man, yeah, our favorite player there, Elephantis Honda, with I cannot believe he pulled that off. Just walking away and auto attacking is all it took, and box top got just, I guess, a little bit too deep and paid for it with his life. Wow, I'm really surprised actually the box top didn't kill him with his when he flashed. I mean, he flashed and dropped an incinerate run in his head. I really thought he was going to get him there.
He should have been cooked, man. He should have got pancaked in that lane like roadkill back there, but no. He turned around and he got the first blood, ladies and gents. So Honda, what is he building here? That could be anything, really.
Hex Drinker, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he's going for Hex Drinker for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how his build unfolds here. But let's stop fantasizing about Honda and his base dives and his elephantis damage and focus on the rest of the map here.
Yeah, that's for after the stream, guys. Please. This is a children's broadcast.
Yeah. Anyways, looks like bot lane Kenny Terra versus BM Greenleaf. I'm assuming that stands for bad manners. But that's very standard. The junglers, however, Armor Break has not had any presence so far. His first gank of the day will be in the top lane. Meanwhile, Greenleaf Boy, the venomous bite under the tower. This is so ballsy from the Elise player, getting cleaved right there. Are they going to decide to fight this 2v2? Whiffs the cocoon. Oh, and my goodness, Honda, more domination on box top. Could have probably got the kill there, but he's a little bit worried about getting ganked by by the Aatrox.
Yeah, he's
but
worried about the
Honda-
Aatrox. He's also worried about box top getting his cooldowns enough time to build a combo with stun under the tower.
Oh,
that would have been
goodness, I think
devastating. Now Greenleaf
He
Boy
might be
going
able
to
to
use
get a
his
mystic shot
passive
off
to
out
fight
here.
it out.
Greenleaf Boy procs the passive on Aatrox. He's still camping.
Wow, he's still staying there.
So aggressive. He wants to kill Aatrox. Oh, he's got the shift. Oh man. Oh, Honda's getting me so excited over here, guys. He's about to...
Aatrox only had 1 point in his E, so it didn't do very significant damage to him. But Kenny Terror is going to try to make it happen with a missed Shock Blast. It's a gated Shock Blast, but that's kind of hard to land anyway. And here comes Box Top once again. Stun is available. Passive stun is available. So let's see if he waits for a cooldown cycle and combos. We got Kenny Terror and Honda. Actually, all three of them.
Look at
critical
this
damage.
Spiderlings
Here comes
blocking.
Box Top. There's a major opportunity for here if he gets it just right. Oh man, come on, Box Top. Let's see what you can do. The
Look at
cleaver
the-
missing. Oh,
Look at the Spiderlings blocking this Shock Blast, man. I'm telling you. At
that's how it
least...
is.
Oh,
And
shoot.
oh, there's a nice cocoon, and Box Top's going to chain his
Stun
stun.
lock.
Venomous Bite's going to finish it with Greenleaf Boy. Excuse me, no, I was actually Greenleaf taking the first kill for their team, taking out Israel. That was pretty nice.
Stun lock on
Second kill.
Honda. He's actually given up 2 deaths now. He does complete the Hex Drinker though.
Yes.
Good call, Chromar. Whatever he's planning on doing with his Hex Drinker remains to be seen. But everybody else, for the most part, looks like they're building fairly standard on this map.
Yeah.
And he's starting with that double Dorns.
I actually figured that Honda, honestly, I figured Honda would be going pure offense. But building a Hex Drink is very smart. I mean, they're all three probably going to, because they need it. They have 2 really dominant burst AP assassins here to deal with, and I mean, you know, Annie's more of a hybrid of a mage and assassin. She has her qualities of waiting in the brush, popping out with a Tibbers combo, and destroying people instantaneously. So they do need to have defense against that. And they're using the repel to jump to armor break instead. They thought they were going to jump in the jungle, but no.
Well,
Completely. Wow, that was impressive. And here comes Greenleaf Boy trying to pick up a kill on the pure damage build on their Kenny Terror and slugging it out with armor break. Armor break minion damage. Oh man. Armor break's armor was broken by those minion balls and actually Mundo dying to minion damage. How often does that happen? You see, I'm Dr. Mundo dying to minions.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Honda's showing up a little bit too late to that play. I think he got 1 assist out of that.
Yeah.
Could be wrong, but he's looking to snag friendly altar. It is still on lockdown, however, instead going to go up top and do some more farming. What is Annie up to right now?
That's such a huge play.
Yeah, she's just clearing some jungle minions. She is really far behind on farm, only 20 CS and not a single kill. So Annie's definitely suffering a little bit here.
Yeah.
Especially versus Honda's overall map presence and his amazing plays this far.
She's also not level 6, so she needs to be really careful. She does not want to engage these people. Kenny Terror, his level 6 doesn't really matter as much, but armor break is basically going to be unkillable now. No more minion deaths for him now that he has his ult. Forget if it's sadism or masochism. I get those confused.
Hey,
which one's a Z, which
those
one's a
terms,
Czar.
man.
And there's a shock blast on box top, and he's gonna survive.
Take a look at Honda. Hengist, Rush upstairs. He's just completely focusing on farm right now. I do like this strategy quite a bit. The longer he's able to just tunnel vision in the top lane while Annie's roaming around, teleporting back with no gold in the bank, getting those Sork shoes, Honda's going to be broadening the gap. Look at his farm by comparison to everybody else. The only person really pacing with him is the Elise player.
Greenleaf, yeah. And Greenleaf Boy jumping on armor break, just straight on the Mundo, like they do not care. Repelling to him, in fact. There's probably going to be a cocoon still.
Ooh.
And, oh, wow, Thundering Blow. Nice Thundering Blow. The timing on that, perfect. Right as Greenleaf was setting up that cocoon.
I am so surprised that the Greenleaf brothers are allowing Honda to just push this lane upstairs. What do they think is going to happen if this continues?
Yeah,
he's getting free experience and free farm right now. Finally looking to respond, but the timing from that arcane shift, exactly what it needed to be. He's just a slippery player, man.
Yeah, he is. He is, and he's not playing hyper aggressive right now. He's playing, he's pushing actually, and he's playing more for late game. But when he's playing hyper aggressive, we were seeing him on assassin champions. We're playing Lisa, which he did an assassin build, and we're seeing him on Zed. But here he's playing Ezreal, so he's going to mix it up a bit and do something different, which is cool. I'm just glad that he's not a one-trick pony with the crazy assassin dives and whatnot.
Bro, his mystic shots are through the roof. He's definitely not a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
I think this player is he's a Smurf. Okay, they snuck him in from somewhere. I don't know what the heck Chicago is doing here, but he's like top tier. I'm just saying.
Yeah. That's probably what it is. That's the most likely thing. He's Scar or something.
Every time that Elise closes in on Jace with the repel, a thundering blow awaits her. This is kind of a it's kind of a counter pick. I mean, Elise is out farming him, and she does have a kill on him as well, but she's not able to deal any substantial damage apart from the neurotoxin to Jace, and she's really trying to stick in spider form, and she's just not able to deal much damage to Jace at all. So really, Kenny Terror is holding his lane in the holding the bot lane, which is all he really needs to do, because they're winning top lane by a freaking landslide right now. 72 CS, 74 CS on Ezreal. Just picked up his tier versus the 42 on Annie, who is still rocking her double Dorans and Sork shoes. So it does appear we're going to see a bit of a gank here in the top lane. And once again, Box Top is forced to go back. Or actually, he's not forced to go back. He is going back to buy, which is going to vacate. No. He juked. Maybe it was a bait. I don't know. But
so I want to point out that Kenny Terror, going with a pure offense build, he's actually duct taped 4 swords to his hammer, which is really dangerous, and you should really just be careful how you handle that. You don't want to slip and fall while running down the lane with that kind of weapon. And he needs defense because he is going to be extremely vulnerable to Box Top. He's also vulnerable to Greenleaf, but like you pointed out, he's using Thundering Blow very well to protect himself. It's not going to be available every time, though, and she's not going to be initiating him every time anyway. There's a 1v1 Greenleaf and E-Honda, but
the
Box
the
Top
Tibbers
missed the Tibbers. Oh, that hurts.
He aggroed the spider. That had to have been an accident, but I think E-Honda, I think he might die. I think that might have been an intentional aggro on Vilemon to try to snipe out Ezreal. But Ezreal survives, ladies and gentlemen. He survived that ignite.
Wow.
I don't even know how he did that. He doesn't even have any... It must have been... I don't even know.
Just a couple blunders there from Ironside. Very painful to watch. The like Hinka said, if you guys haven't played the new Twisted Treeline, I mean, it's not really that new. It's been out for almost a year, but still, a lot of people haven't played it. Vilemon, if you aggro Vilemon, sometimes will grab all of the champions in her pit with a web and pull them in. So I think what they were trying to do was a last-ditch effort was to aggro her so she would pull E-Honda back to them, which is actually really fast thinking. I'm not even sure why it didn't work, to be honest. I really thought it would have, but
it's random. Man.
It's fairly random. It's fairly random. But the biggest blunder was, of course, the missed Tibbers. That is painful.
Yeah.
That hurts my heart.
I can't believe Hamda survived that play, and as a result, he's in even more position of power. He's about to get ganked, though. He died. No, that cocoon did land. He will die here. There's no question about it.
Destroyed. Greenleaf Boy, massive damage right now. I mean, we didn't even see really that much out of Greenleaf. He just, focused on the CC and then said, okay, you can have the rest. So Greenleaf Boy clearly is really,
oh man, they're
really
going to go for this Vilemon kill here.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping him.
This is be a really nice pick-me-up for Ironside. Ironside really has to start shutting down E-Honda. That's exactly what they did in that last play.
They're making the
right choices here.
No, not quite close enough. Not quite close enough. Interesting gamer sense, though, knowing that they were there. So
how do you feel about the Mundo pick now, Cromar? Interesting, huh?
Well, I mean, Mundo is a pretty good pick for here, I think. I mean, he's the tank they need. That's what they need. And he's going to be really devastating. I mean, Mundo is one of those champions that just becomes tankier and tankier as the game goes on. Obviously, the way his ult scales with the healing is crazy. He's going to get a Spirit Visage eventually. And here they're going to actually fight him, but he is just not quite tanky enough yet.
The true shot misses the Annie, but it doesn't matter.
Shift
Mystic shot on Aatrox. Hamda getting up these kills. More Mystic shots landing. They're going to dive this Annie. No, they're not going to dive this Annie.
And here comes Greenleaf. He was really far away. Going to come up from behind in kind of a 2v1. Maybe not the best, and unfortunately Box Top came in but was so low that he got burst down instantly. There's some nice trades. Greenleaf winning that fight. Going to use the exhaust to try to finish off E-Honda. A lot of damage goes down. Yeah, the shift was actually really botched. There it is.
Look at the Spiderlings, ladies and gentlemen, blocking these Mystic shots.
Oh, God.
If you don't play skill shot champions against Elise, you don't realize how frustrating that is. These Spiderlings, their positioning is so random. Sometimes they're in front of Elise, most of the time they're behind her. But when she steps back a little bit, those Spiderlings will straight up block Mystic shots, and I can't even explain to you how frustrating that is.
Yeah.
Look, the Spiderling just blocked Cleaver right there. Yeah.
So amazing play by Greenleaf using the spiders there and just basically outplaying a Honda with that 1v1. That was unexpected but pretty exciting. Champion advantage though. But
I don't know if that was outplay, Crowmar.
Yeah.
Just freaking Spiderlings are AI, man. But
yeah,
you could say that, okay? Definitely though, Greenleaf is in a position of power right now. He is 3-0-3 with 90 CS. He's the most powerful player on this map right now with 5.8 thousand gold in the bank. He's just going to build pretty standard here. Already completed his Sunfire Cape. Probably going to be very tanky in the early game. If it goes into the late game, we'll probably start getting some more ability power. But these repels are just
repelling
so well
to repelling to
executed.
Mundo once again. Pretty nice. They probably thought he was going to repel to the jungle minions, but actually that wolf camp was probably out of range, so they probably couldn't anyway. But still, repelling to Mundo, that's usually the last person you expect to repel to, and they get him with that every time. Pretty nice. Keep in mind, guys, if you guys didn't see it yesterday, Ironsides went up against Yami in Twisted Treeline, and they had an epic 3-game series. The first 2 games extremely close, and Yami came ahead in Dominion, and Dominion is kind of their thing. Well, with that, I mean, Ironside showed that their thing is in fact Twisted Treeline, and that's why they're showing it here. That's why they're ahead. And there he goes, Greenleaf getting caught, jump into the wolves.
Repel is
Been waiting
so
all game for that,
overpowered
guys.
on this
I've
map,
been waiting
man.
all game for that, and finally doing it.
Look at that. It just easily evades the 3-man gank with that repel over the wall.
Yeah.
It's almost like they don't want to clear these wolves because basically it's a free getaway for at least every time. That's so frustrating, man. And the way she's building is very frustrating as well. She's just rolling her face on armor at this point, which is exactly what she needs to do because Ezreal is building straight AD from the looks of things. It's a modified AD build, but you know, it's attack damage no less. So really, she can absorb so much damage with her build. Man, I think Greenleaf is really commanding the pace of this match right now, man.
Yeah, no question. They're ahead on gold. They're ahead on everything. I really think that they've got a massive lead right now. Kenny Terra now building a mana immune. He's going to be, continue to be a very, very high damage, pure damage Jace. I really feel like he should have gone for a bruiser build. I think that's going to, backfire on them. The last time that he had a one-on-one fight with Annie was extremely low, so he was able to burst her down first. However, I think that box top, now that this kind of game has gone, the way it's been going, I think that box top is going to annihilate Kenny Terra in team fights going forward. I don't think it's going to go the other way around. Don't forget that.
So?
Don't forget that box top is relying on a auto lock stun. Okay, I mean, there's not a whole lot he can do about that. It's a really long duration stun too, combo tibbers and everything else, and he's done for if she lands her full combo. He can't compete with that. So I think that Kenny Terra probably going full damage may have been a mistake, but we'll see. We'll see. He may also hard carry, like ultra hard carry late game. He is very high in farm, so we'll see.
He doesn't want to build too much HP. In fact, he doesn't really want to focus on HP at all because
of
Elise's damage is so percentage based. Neurotoxin and Venomous Bite.
I mean, he should have got the Hex Drinker is what he should have got. The Hex Drinker, seems like all 3 of them should, but especially the 2 squishy ones. And I'm surprised, E Honda got it first, and that was pretty smart. But it's not...
against...
Yeah, it helped. It helped. But unfortunately, he was still got shred by Aatrox earlier. Because the Hex Drinker doesn't do a whole lot against Aatrox,
Well, I would say he got shredded, man. He's been getting ganked by 2-3 people all game long. But that's what happens when you just totally focus on top lane all game long. Armor Break versus Greenleaf. This is a battle for the altar from the looks of things.
Oh, it's switching to Honda. Wow, nice move.
Yeah, it's a tower
Here
dive.
Here comes a Cocoon, and he's done.
Not even a tower dive, as he died before he got in range of the tower. But a last-ditch true shot there. Not able to accomplish anything right there, as Ironside is in a really commanding lead of this match from the looks of things. Not so much on the gold front, but team comp and build order definitely in favor of Ironside right now.
Ooh.
And they just ended up taking that altar. Going to give them 2 altars.
Yes.
It's going to allow them to rake in that gold and, of course, the buffs for these team fights. It's not looking so good for Chicago. So if you wanted to see a game 3, you should be happy right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely looking to go that way. Not that it can't turn around. It certainly can, especially in this game like Twisted Treeline, where honestly, you can. There's not that many towers, okay? And there's a burst from Kenny Terra. Look how much damage Kenny Terra took, annihilated by Box Top. Did I not call that or what? And Armor Break's gonna be forced to retreat. Kenny Terra's build backfiring on him as Box Top just incinerated him with a combo, including the Ignite. And wow. And Armor Break's going to have to give up this tower. There's not very many towers in this map, so technically, at any time, due to mistakes, due to people being out of position or bad communication or whatever, if Ironside does make a mistake and Chicago takes advantage of it, which they probably will, and the positioning is right, they can push down 2 towers and an inhibitor before you can blink. I mean, they could do it really quickly. So there is plenty of comeback potential. if Ironside makes a huge mistake. But on the other hand, it's extremely difficult to stall. Usually if you're behind in Summer's Rift and you can stall and catch up, you can't really stall in Twisted Treeline at all. I mean, you can turtle and well, they'll just force your towers down. I mean, there's really not much you can do about it. Split pushing here is ridiculous.
Is practically soloing Valmaul upstairs, using the Essence Flux to help boost the damage of Mundo. So that's going to be an uncontested Valmaul for Chicago. Nicely done, like a stealth Valmaul almost from Ihamda. But you know what? It's not enough. They're still behind on gold, and this is looking pretty grim. They've pretty much lost every team fight. They will be taking back their own altar, but it really does come down to the next team fight. If they can't win it, I don't see Chicago having much of a chance of coming back in this 3v3. So I'm actually, I don't know. I think I should be pulling for Ironside so we can see a game 3. Ooh, that true shot went straight through the gap between Annie and Aatrox, and
I'm hoping for game 3 too. I don't know what they'll pick. I don't know what Chicago will pick because they generally don't lose games. So I haven't seen what they choose very often. I mean, if I had to guess, I would say a 1v1, and they would put, maybe E Honda in there. I don't know.
Chromar's got a crush on E Honda too, guys.
Well, who doesn't at this point, right? He's their mid laner. It'll be him versus Box Top, though. That'll be tough to predict.
Well, the last time Lear did a 1v1, last time Ironside did a 1v1, they sent Lear in count. So I don't know, man. It's a total toss-up, but it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully, they don't pick an ARAM. What? Angus doesn't like ARAMs? We saw like 2 or 3 ARAMs yesterday, so I want to see some. I want to see some Mega Chambers, man.
ARAMs. The reason the ARAMs do have a place in this game, and the way they fit in is when you have a team that loses game 1 so badly that they feel it's just really unlikely they're going to win a straight up match, so they kind of roll the dice, and that can actually create really fun games. Like if the winning team, the team who wins the first game gets really lucky with their picks, then they'll just stomp and win. It'll be over, and it won't be that painful. But if the other way happens and the losing team gets the best picks, then it's actually going to be a really competitive game. And
oh man, Ihamda just used his ult and got Tibbs right there. Oh, he got caught so out of position. Shift is down. Does he have flash? No, he does not. He's doomed.
Yeah, the Hex Drinker.
And that was an example of overextension right there from our Ezreal player.
The Hex Drinker helped. Did not save him, but it did keep him alive quite a bit longer. Maybe if he gets his Maw, that might help. But just too much damage, and obviously it doesn't work on Aatrox. He has no defense against Aatrox, so not very effective. Yeah, watch out, E Honda. E Honda.
Yeah, that's really bad for Chicago right now, guys. Remember, we were hoping that if they were going to come back from this, they got to win that last team fight. They didn't lose a team fight, but they did give a pick.
They're getting picks left and right, man. They're getting picks constantly. They had Kenny Terra get picked earlier, and Armor Break was in the fight, but he's kind of like, wow, I can't do anything to protect you, buddy. Sorry.
Yeah,
he had to take off.
I do believe the Ironside is going to go back to buy here, and then maybe group up for a push. Like Randuin's Omen now completed for Aatrox. So smart for Ironside to just build straight armor against this team, and that's precisely what they're doing. Yeah. With the exception
of Last Whisper. Last Whisper just purchased for Jace, obviously to counter the armor we're just talking about.
Yeah.
Counter to an extent, anyway.
Ezreal, though, he's being countered just by builds here. He does have the Rune King, which is going to help his cause a bit, but honestly, there's a lot of armor on the map for the enemy team. And of course, the Wooglets on Annie gives her a fair amount of defense as well, not factored into her static stats. But is Ihamda going to get picked again? No, his team is there to reinforce, although he's really aggressive positioning right now. He's got to stay back. There goes the true shot on all 3 players. But he's exhausted, and he's actually going to shut down. At least I think that Chicago's going to win this team fight. Cromar, the Wooglets is used. Aatrox still has his passive active, but the lifesteal from Ihamda's keeping him alive. No, Aatrox does not have his passive. He goes down, and Chicago took that fight, giving up only 1 kill.
Wow.
And I think they might get at least some tower damage out of this, Cromar. They got to push hard push right now.
That was a hell of a play from Chicago. I can't believe they pulled that out. It started out kind of bad for them with them getting caught, but the problem was that they could not finish off Ihamda, and it was perhaps the Hex Drinker that saved him in the end. Even though he didn't have the proc available, he did have the MR, and it was perhaps that kept them alive just long enough and wasted their time. But also look at Kenny Terra's health. There was a lot of split damage. And it seems like if eHamda was kiting him so successfully, which he was, then perhaps it was time to just not attack him and just switch to KotL. Because if they had killed KotL, who was a pure damage build, they could have killed him instantaneously. So what you saw was just masterful kiting and KotL aware that he wasn't being focused properly and just taking advantage of that to do max damage, getting the most out of his pure damage build. So amazing from Chicago, pulling out a team fight while way behind, and suddenly it's even on gold.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Aatrox in that last fight. I couldn't tell if he had his passive or not. Maybe just because he died so damn quickly.
They burned it very early. They focused him first. They burned it immediately, and then they focused Greenleaf and so on. So
wow,
yeah, they burned that sucker fast.
Lots and lots of damage came from Chicago in that last fight. Really unexpected to see, given that their builds are being countered right now with just a sheer amount of armor on the field.
No. Well, I think it was the kiting and combined with, Jace is building pure damage and he's got Last Whisper, and since he was allowed to run free while they were tunnel visioning on eHamda, Jace was running free and doing his full damage. They can't let that happen. I mean, they got to take advantage of that big weakness in Jace, which is that he doesn't really have any way to escape. All he has is one Thundering Blow, which is, pretty useful against the big Spider Lady, which we talked about before. However, what's he going to do against Aatrox? There's two different people with kind of decent gap closers. He only hit one of them back, and then he's got to deal with an auto-lock stun from Annie. So if they focus KotL, they can kill him instantly, and after that, they don't care how much eHamda kites. And by the way, he's got his Glacial Shroud, so he is going blue build, so he's going to be fairly tanky. KotL should be their top target every time.
If eHamda manages to finish this Iceborne Gauntlet anytime soon, it's going to make him so much more powerful on this map.
Yes.
He can kite really, really hard. And I want to point out how damn close this game is, you guys. We thought the Ironside had a secured advantage, but with the loss of that last team fight, gold is pretty much even. The only thing to consider... Oh, there's the web. eHamda now in a dangerous position. Could get cocooned here if he's not careful and stun-locked by Annie. But I think that's just going to fizz out there, as neither one really wants to initiate.
Annie's passive just charged up just now, so Box Top is ready to blow some people up. Tibbers is available. He's got Tibbers stun, and Flash is almost up. It should be up in a couple of seconds. And
lots of mana from eHamda, guys. He's spamming Mystic shots, and he's not really going to run out of mana anytime soon with that Glacial Shroud and Manamume.
I just call it Manamume or Muramana now. He's got a charge.
Yeah.
And the Black Cleaver. Man, this guy with the damage. Wow. KotL, definitely terrifying to go up against him, especially if he's able to attack you freely. So they've got to focus him and kill him. They really can. I mean, they've got the gap closers for it. They've got Box Top who can counter him really hard, and they need to do that. If they focus on eHamda and get kited like then they're done. They can't catch eHamda. It's just forget it.
eHamda's kite build is not quite completed to the point where he's just a non-issue in terms of deciding to pursue him. Or excuse me, it's a toss-up. You still have to question yourself when pursuing him until he completes that.
KotL getting destroyed by Greenleaf one-on-one. Greenleaf going to pursue that. The Bruiser build, the Bruiser AP build, winning out, and Greenleaf gets that kill pretty easily. Not too big of a surprise. Anyway, Box Top jumping on eHamda. eHamda doing pretty well and staying alive thanks to the Hex Drinker proc. But here comes Greenleaf from behind, and they couldn't even finish off Greenleaf Boy or Box Top. Armor break now with his pure tank build, eventually going to die. And looks like the build's back from him. I'm surprised they actually caught eHamda there, because he has a nice mix of armor and MR. He's not a pure damage build.
There are just too many stuns on this map right now. They got 2 hard stuns.
Yeah.
If he gets hit by a single cocoon, there's very little he can do.
Yeah.
So he's got to stay really, really elusive. He's got to be on the move all the time. It's the 3rd time he's got caught all game. And he's practically feeding right now. He's got very aggressive positioning. But
eHamda, why are you feeding? No more Elephantus memes for you. Wait, no, elephants are really fat, so I guess there's a joke in there somewhere. I don't know. But the other thing that really influenced that fight is they did not have KotL for damage. He spent the entire length of the fight running away from Greenleaf unsuccessfully. So without Jace's damage, Jace is their damage dealer, period. And without his damage, they just didn't have anything in that fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Chicago needs a bit more time to complete their builds before they're ready to go toe-to-toe in a team fight. I don't think they wanted that fight at all, as indicated by eHamda basically getting picked and Armor Break being late to the fight. They need to organize themselves. They need to start moving in groups, but do know Ezreal just completed his Iceborne Gauntlet. He is now ready for a team fight. I think Jace is as well. I think this is going to go a different direction in the next team fight. Chicago can have a proper initiate. I think they do have the superior team fighting comp at this point.
You know, it all depends on whether or not they can catch Kenny Terror. If they can catch Kenny Terror, which is definitely easy to do on this map, then they've got something going on. It's a lot easier to catch people than it is in Summoner's Rift. That's why you don't do pure DPS builds. Anyway, Greenleaf Boy with a massive dive on Eham, that actually winning that fight under the tower. And they're propping the passive. Box Top's very, very low.
Yeah,
I didn't see the fight with Box Top. I wish I had seen that because that looked exciting anyway. But Greenleaf going deep on Kenny Terror dies almost instantaneously, and they're going to fight the tank now. And Armor Break can't do anything except hide under the tower. I think Greenleaf needs to get out before he dies.
They're practically base diving right now. They need to take out this outer tower first.
Yeah.
But that play from Greenleaf Boy, just diving Ezreal under the tower like that, it's tough to kite Aatrox as it is, but under the tower even, you're able to get away with that. I mean, there's not a whole lot that Chicago can do to counter it after that point. And I think they're going to lose an inhibitor as a result of this. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, if I was Ironside, I'd back off, heal up, because they do have E Honda coming up. His True Shot Barrage is not up, but it will be soon. So you want to get the hell out of there before they have a chance to follow up and maybe burst down Box Top. One thing I want to point out real quick, for those of you who don't watch a whole lot of Twisted Tree Lines or play a whole lot of Twisted Tree Lines, the Wooglit's Witch Cap is the replacement for, it's kind of the combination of Death Cap and Zhonya's. So Box Top with one item, although it has less AP, only 100 versus 120, with one item Box Top has the the passives and the active of both put together, and armor. So it's in one item slot, so he can dedicate the other 4 item slots to damage, and of course the last one to shoes. And I mean, that's huge. And they got the Blackfire Torch too, which is kind of regarded as a quasi-OP item. I think if this was active in Summoner's Rift, it would be nerfed because it does more damage than Liandry's and has more built-in stats than Liandry's. So,
yeah, the Torch is an amazing item. Ezreal just finished his Mirror Mana, so I think there's probably one more team fight left here for Chicago. If they lose the next team fight, they're probably going to end up losing their bot inhib as well. So I think they can't afford any more mistakes. They need to have a proper initiate here. It's a lot harder for them to initiate because of the Mundo versus the Aatrox, who's very tanky at this point, in addition to the amount of damage he's dealing. They just need to have Armor Break frontlining for them. They need to have an organized fight, otherwise they're going to lose this game now. So there might be a fight over this last altar. It's tough to pick this Aatrox, Greenleaf Boy. He's not too concerned about running around by himself.
Looks like they're actually going to pick Armor Break instead, but he is very, very fast. I want to see how they can catch him. Box Top not even in range for a Q stun.
Yeah.
And yeah, not successful. But they burned his ult though. They burned. I need to look this up because I need to remember it's sadism or masochism. It's sadism and masochism is the E. So sadism burned for Armor Break. It's pretty short cooldown, so it will be available for the next team fight maybe. But if they initiate fast enough, maybe not. Either way, they need to focus Kenny Terror, so it doesn't really matter.
This looks like it might be the team fight we were hoping for. Now, Chicago has superior poke here, but they do not have a very strong initiate, which is what they need right now. Due to this very, very tanky combination from Ironside, it does appear that Ironside is on the retreat. They want to force a fight at the altar instead of being so close to that tower. And I think this is going to work out in their favor, Crowmar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is Chicago going to try to contest this? No, they will not, from the looks of things.
No, I don't think that they have the opportunity to. I mean, Box Top is too powerful right now with the Wooglets and the Blackfire Torch. He's just way too powerful. If they try to walk in, they don't know where he's going to be hiding. There's way too many brushes for him to hide in. He's going to pop out and Tibbers combo Kenny Terror, and he's done at that point. And then the team fight's over because the Honda doesn't have the damage yet.
Honda forced to use his ult to clear the top lane farm as that is reaching critical mass up there.
Yeah.
He's also dedicating a lot of his attention to the top lane.
Yeah.
Now might be a good time for Ironside to dive the Jace, but it would be a risky play, and they really don't want to give up this team fight right now.
Yeah.
They're waiting for a cocoon to land, but it's just not happening for him.
Oh,
Here
there
we
we
go.
go.
The hard initiate from Aatrox, but Ezreal in the back lines.
Wow.
And he's enraged with the Fountain Laser. That tower is still active, ladies and gents. The Wooglitz is used. Tower is plugging away here.
Need to get that hell out of there.
I think that Chicago is going to be fine. They did lose a player, and Ironside did not, but that could have gone a lot worse for them.
Yeah.
However, it's looking pretty grim at this point. They might get turned around. Ironside might turn this around a little bit if they're not careful.
Oh yeah, Ironside could definitely turn this around if they over pursue, but they're not going to. Box top very low. One thing that helped out with that fight, and the reason why they didn't lose the Nexus on that fight, is that Jace's constant harass, the constant poke from Kenny Terror with the gated chalk blast, actually got box top down to about a quarter health, maybe a third health, before the fight even started. And without that, they would have stayed there because they had to bail because of box top. However, they still had the proper damage. All they had to do was land one initiation ability, and after that, Kenny Terror was completely doomed with that pure DPS build. And just kind of, I mean, we said it was going to happen. It wasn't that big of a surprise. It's a huge liability right now for Chicago that they can just barely they can just barely survive a base dive, in a 3v3 base dive, even though the enemy's carry started out with almost no health, and they still only barely survived the base dive. I mean, it's really bad a position for Chicago to be in. They need... Oh, they got a Quicksilver Sash. There we go. That's going to help a lot. Jace just picked up a Quicksilver Sash. That's going to be a huge difference. If he can escape one of those stuns, I mean, he can't do anything about Greenleaf Boy, but he can escape either a Cocoon or a anti-stun. That will help.
Yeah, I definitely feel like at this point in the match, this is coming down to team comps. I do feel that Ironside is the superior champion selection here. Ezreal is fun to watch and all that. He's doing a good job of kiting, but he's just not able to contend with the amount of bruisers on the enemy team. And Jace, he's a great champion on this map as well, but it's not as strong as Elise or Aatrox right now, man. Elise and Aatrox are just dominating this entire match.
No.
Annie, to a lesser extent, she was pretty hard shut down against that Hexdrinker build from Hamda in the lane phase. But yeah, man, this is a case of team comp at this point. Gold doesn't play that large of a factor when the builds are this far along. It really does come down to who picked who.
35 minutes in the game, a 4K difference is nothing for the whole team. It doesn't really matter at all. Anyway, Box Top going deep on Honda with an instant death, and Box Top's damage is just extraordinary. This is going to be a win play right now. Oh, the laser. Wow, they almost gave that up. This is going to be a winning push right now. There's almost no way they're going to get pushed out of this Nexus, even with Greenleaf Boy taking that pool hit, that hit from the laser. I cannot believe how quickly they killed Hamda, and he even has the damn Hexdrinker.
Box Top.
No, he doesn't.
Really
Oh, yes, he does. I'm sorry, he does. For a second there, I thought he sold it. He just moved it.
It went off for the Tibbers, but he got fireballed real hard there.
Yeah, he did.
Christian would love to reiterate some Japanese.
Oof. There you go. So there's the Nexus, and Ironside's winning game 2, showing their twisted Treeline dominance with superior picks and superior builds, and a couple of great plays, just taking advantage of those weaknesses on Chicago's side. And there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. So that will take us to a game 3 between these two teams. Ironside victorious in the twisted Treeline. So what will Chicago select for the venue as their third game? What are you pulling for, Carl?
Probably some kind of hockey rink, if I had to guess.